weren't you like really like?
Yes.
Didn't you want to
Yes.
kind of do a little
I did.
something?
I did. This is big. This is really
Okay.
big.
Well, I think she did. We just got the nod that we got the okay. So I'm gonna let you head this one out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you don't mind. Okay, I'm really excited to meet you, first of all.
I'm Annette.
Nice to meet you, Annette, Denise. And for those that don't know, Annette played Cha-Cha in Grease. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
We're really happy to have you. And I'm just wondering, I mean, how did this role came about? Like, did you audition for it, or how was it that it came to your...
You know, I was actually offered the role of Rizzo on Broadway for the Broadway play, and I turned it down at the time to do a beautiful musical, Man of La Mancha. And then later on, when the film came about, I had already done some other work for the casting director and other shows, and so they brought me in because they knew I could dance, and they wanted someone who could dance with him. But the role really was changed from the Broadway show, so that we kind of created it as through my coming on board, they created this other character.
That's incredible. So now, were you a dancer before you were brought on?
Long before I got there, yeah. I had done many, many years of Broadway shows for Michael Bennett, Bob Fosse, and I did 12 years of flamenco dancing.
So where are you originally from?
Los Angeles, born and raised. Yeah, my father.
Any, Hispanic roots?
My father was Mexican American. My mother's Italian.
Oh, fantastic parents.
Yeah, born in. I was raised near Dodger Stadium, where I tell the story that I actually was. My family was very near here, and they would never let us go play like other kids, and I never went to the LA River till I did this movie. Yeah, so
how incredible was it for them to see you on film, and how big it was after the fact, right?
yeah, huge.
What was
The
their
fact
response?
that the characters are really big too. Well, my parents were very low key. You know, they were very into the craft. Study, work hard. And a lot of us never dreamed that this movie would go on to be as successful as it was, and classic.
And there's nothing that really has compared to that movie, if you've noticed. I mean, there's been plenty of musicals that have come out, but nothing will ever compare to Grease. You know what I mean?
And you know, now I'm a professor at Cal State Northridge.
And I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
what's
so
it
now
like?
the students, you know, who weren't even a dream or a thought, have grown up on this film. You know, so
like even the smaller generations.
yeah, so even wherever I go, no matter what the job has been or the situation, Grease gets connected in some way. You know, so
Is there any other acting stuff that you're going to do going forward, or are you going to stick to teaching?
I'm teaching full load right now.
What do you teach, by the way?
Public speaking.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, speech communications.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
So
Awesome.
Now tell me, you know, you've been in theater.
Yes.
Any plans to go back to theater?
Well, you know, actually, 2 years ago, I actually was a guest speaker at the Tennessee Williams Festival because I did his last play before he passed away. And they asked me to come back and speak in New Orleans, where he was from. And when I was there speaking, someone asked me would I come back to the theater to do a role? And at the time I said, well, it's summer, I don't teach in the summer. I said, well, why not? And I liked the project because it was in Arkansas Repertory Company. It was to honor the Little Rock Nine. I don't know if you remember, those were the 9 black children that were the first to go to a white school. And during that time, it caused a lot of problems. Well, now in Arkansas, there's a heavy Hispanic population and a heavy black population, and the two cultures learning to get along. So they thought they would write plays, black plays and Hispanic plays, and present them together. And they honored Luis Valdez, and they asked me to come and play the lead in one of these. And then it culminated at a beautiful event at the Clinton Library. And it just so happened that it closed, and the next night I flew to New York for the opening of Grease on Broadway.
Oh,
this new version. So I made kind of a little,
You made a full circle.
made a nice little event for myself, you know.
Well, that's good. We want to see more of you doing some more things. Actually, I'm friends with David Enriquez.
Enriquez?
Yeah, Enriquez, and he has they just tied a
Richard.
Yes,
thank you.
Let me do that again with Richard Enriquez. Richard's gonna kill me now, but he did a Latino theater club, and to kind of promote, because theater's kind of coming down, and it's kind of almost a fine art that shouldn't be missed.
Well, when I was growing up here and when I first started in the industry, there was a lot of theater, and it was a paying job. It was,
Right.
So
Now they only
I
get
got in at the time when it was, and so it was quite lucrative for a young actor if you were skilled. And I started at the Music Center downtown. In my first musical was Standing By for Chita Rivera at the Dorothy Chandler, and that's how I got my start right out of school.
So let me ask you, what do you do for a hobby now?
What do I do for a hobby? I don't know. I'm also a therapist. I'm a clinical social worker. I went to NYU.
Really?
I was doing my last Broadway show when I decided to enter NYU. And I thought I could do it all. I was doing 8 shows a week, starting the graduate school. And on Monday night, I would teach at a university, theater, dance. Well, that's how we actors are. We do everything.
Yes.
Well, graduate school was a shock to me, and they don't let you take forever. You've got to complete it in 2 to 3 years. That's it. So I finally had to go full time.
Well, I can see how that could be inspirational to many actors and actresses now. Again, take something like that, make it work. We thank you so very much for taking a moment with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have to admit, when we said we were coming to Wizard World, Denise was like, "Oh my God, Grease is going to be there."
It's something that we grew up with, and it wasn't even my time. And so my mom would always play the movie, and it's like I grew up with Grease, and it's such a big deal.
Your mom's time.
It was my mom's time.
Even probably before her, but
yes. And in Spanish it's called Vaselina. That's how we used to call it. And so she would always be like, vamos a mirar Vaselina. This is what we're all going to do. So we sit around, and that was like our family time. So it's a big deal.
I wish she would have been here. We would have a lot to talk about.
I just go to school, and then I also work all the time full time, so I don't really get a chance to talk to her that much. But wait until I tell her that I met you. She's gonna go crazy.
Well, you could tell her right now.
Mom, I'm watching.
Mom.
Cha-cha.
Hi, Mom.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Where are you going to school?
I'm going to UCR. Yes.
University
of Riverside. So in the
Riverside.
Inland Empire.
Okay. So you're from this part. You're out here.
Yeah,
south.
I'm out east, like going towards Palm Springs, but not really there. But anyway, it's great. And then eventually I want to move to LA and pursue, just continue with communications actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, and I know
That's why you're doing this now.
I'm excited. Yes, and to meet you is it's incredible. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.